Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. It's Twisted Tuesday. Carol Brandolino's in the house representing the south side of Chicago. We're here on the east side or whatever the hell we're at. Anyway, folks, it is Tuesday, July 1st. It is the first day of July. Summer's right here, kicking it. The weather has been so hot lately. And what, couple more days till the 4th of July? Carol, we're going to have a good show today, folks. First, check the website, TonyOceanMovie.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, to our military, and, of course, our veterans. Thank you so much for fighting for our country, but especially dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show today. So I'm hoping things go good today. It's going to be good. Let's try this. It's showtime. True. Yep, it's that time again, folks. It is July 1st. Carol, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing good in downtown Joliet today in the conference room.
Downtown Joliet. So it's good, guys. It's a gorgeous day today. Like I said, today is July 1st, and we got a lot to talk about. A lot of good stuff, a lot of crazy stuff in this crazy world. But before let's talk about something that we know that's solid, and that's our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Hey, save 20% a select on Craftsman's power tools. Buy a 2-pack of a select Milwaukee M18 batteries. Receive a select M18 team tool for free. That's a $249 value. And see our print ad for 25% offer coupon on any regular price items under $50 or $12.50 off any regular price item over $50. Save up to $230 on select Tangier wood pellet grills. That's all the great, just a little sample from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. And thank you, our good friends from Ace. And when we did the National Grill thing on Saturday, all the money went to the Almost Home Foundation for Dogs. Since that's what that's my thing for dogs. That's my one that I support. And so they raised some money for that, and that was a lot of cool. It was a great event. So anything was good. But we are here today. You ready? I'm telling you, man, Carol, yesterday we had some crazy stories, but today it gets even more nuttier. There's some crazy shit going on.
Yesterday.
That's for sure. Yeah, I was cracking myself up, which it's easy for me to do. I laugh at myself all the time because I do screw up all the time. And I mean, I don't mean screw up. I mean, I just, but I get a little silly, and I guess that's good to be that way, right? It's good to poke fun at yourself and make fun of yourself. I think it's a lot of fun. It just shows that people are real. Here's interesting story here. A couple travels 14 hours to a designated wedding, only to realize they were not invited. It was a 4-hour flight to Argentina. Now, why would you go? How do you make that mistake? Unless you think you're that close to these people and you're just going to stop by and surprise them.
No, you need an invitation. You're going to fly and spend money on a vacation and not be invited. Where the hell?
Yes.
That's crazy.
They found out they weren't invited when they got there. I mean, what a bunch of, and according to the story, it was the boyfriend said, we should just go. Don't worry about it. We can get in. Everything's going to be okay. But I guess
wait,
they were
how
not
do you
invited.
find out how do you find out you're not invited? Does somebody come up to you and say, why are you here? You weren't invited.
Well, wait a minute. You walk up to the table. No, I got it. But don't you walk up to the table and usually have the name and you give you your table numbers?
Sure, there could be a mistake or an oversight, right? If like, look, I've done things like that before, not at a wedding, like dinner reservations. I do that a lot. I'm kind of notorious for it, and people think I'm an asshole at this point. So, but sometimes I'm like, oh crap, like I forgot to make a reservation. Like this is, and then I'll be like, I made a reservation at this time with this phone number. I made it, you know. Sometimes I do that, but not for a wedding.
Yeah, well, this is a wedding.
Jesus.
And they drove off and they flew 14 hours to Argentina. So
wow.
Obviously the moral of the story is to make sure, don't listen to the boyfriend or the husband,
right,
and make sure that you're invited to the actual wedding. Wow. Is that crazy? Here's another one that's even more crazy than that one, Carol. A man won $5 million lottery. Now, mind you, he doesn't have an ID. Doesn't have an ID.
Okay.
And he doesn't have a bank account. So when he went to get his money, the cashier says, why don't you just let your girlfriend win? Take the money. Because she has an ID. She has a bank account. She took the money, the $5 million, and ran off with another man. Lawrence Campanelli was the guy that didn't have an ID out of Atlanta and didn't have a bank account. So the cashier goes, well, if your girlfriend can claim it. Obviously, she took the money, $5 million, and ran off with another man.
Holy hot damn, that's bad. Well, maybe they're worried about the whole tax. You know, you get taxed on that. I wonder, were they able to? Why doesn't he have an ID? I mean, everybody should have some kind of an ID. I mean,
this is what I don't understand. Either you're running from the law or something's not right. I can see. Well, I don't know. A lot of people have bank accounts. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I knew people before that used to go to what do you call it? That to get your cash check.
The cashier's place. Currency exchange.
Currency exchange.
That's
whatever.
it,
Remember? Yeah. Well, they take $5 to cash your check. So, but this is Carol. This is $5 million we're talking.
Larry's not very smart. Larry's not very smart. So you know what? Maybe he deserved to get his girlfriend to take the money and go, because what the hell, dude? It's find somebody.
Yeah, this is very, very stupid, as they would say. That's really dumb. Dumb is dumb. Dumber. Right. Dumb is dumber. Anyway, folks, Twisted Tuesday, me and Carol Bandolino in the house. Let's see if there's anybody watching today. If there is, I can't see it there. Currency exchange. Thank you, Jerry. I'm sure they lick the envelopes. Good afternoon to you both. No name on the table. I'm happy that you two came to Facebook telling me what you do more. Emo, thank you. Tonight we'll be at Stogies and Steins and with Ocean's Rat Pack. That's a 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock show outside. They have a whole bunch of breweries and cigar guys and blah, 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 blah. It'll be a lot of fun. That's tonight. Thursday we will be it sounds great. It's a concept that I know Carol was trying to do this with St. Jude's when you were talking about trying to get the beer tent. And there was a lot of people that were giving the hem and the haw about the
cigar smoke,
which I never understood that. Right? If you got a section on the outside that people can stand and smoke, why would there be a problem with? Which I don't get. But this must be different in Illinois, because in Wisconsin, they're all going for it. That's going to happen today, folks. So tonight, excuse me. Thursday, Zazas with Daryl Armenstaff. Friday will be the Elmwood Park Parade, 9 o'clock in the morning to 11 on the float. Elmwood Park float.
You don't need anybody to. Wait, you don't need anybody to throw out firecrackers to the crowd, to the kids that are.
Oh, absolutely. Firecrackers, yes.
I'll throw firecrackers out to the float. I'll throw them to the kids that are not nice. Oh, I'd love to do that.
Yes. And that's the first one we're doing this year. And then we're doing one for Sister Cities, the Gulo thing for Elk Grove in September. And then October, we do the Columbus Day one where we have the Tony Ocean float. So that's going to be like 9 to 10, like 11 Elmwood Park. And then we have a private on Friday night. And Saturday's a private too in the Grand Geneva. Carol, the Golden Girls. everybody. I mean, even I like the Golden Girls, and
Yeah.
I love the banter that they had, B. Arthur
Uh-huh.
and Rue McCallaghan and everything like that. But supposedly, according to and to one of the co-producers of the show, between B. Arthur and
Mhm.
um, the older lady, Estelle, the one who played the
Estelle
mom,
Getty. Estelle Getty.
Getty. I guess a few times in the season, according to People magazine, the C word was used to each other. Now, let me ask you, I know it's a bad thing when a man says it. When a woman says it to another woman, is it just as bad?
Well, if they're joking, um, no, but if
If
they're
we were
not
joking, I don't know
joking,
if the co-producer would even say this. This is People magazine. We're talking about the one of the famous, TV shows of all time, the Golden Girls. And you can see the old ladies bickering at each other. I mean, they're not even really
mhm,
that old at that time, but
yeah,
I
right.
know
I
a man. I think I've never used that word in my life. I don't think,
mhm, mhm,
and I can't see
yeah.
for a man not to do it. But I mean, if women do it to women, is it the same thing?
I also don't use that word. I don't like. I mean, I just don't like it. I swear a lot, but that's not a word I use. But I
Yeah,
think if it comes from a woman, it must be. It's got to be a little worse because first, unfortunately, for a lot of men, they throw that around like frisbees. It's like frisbee. You know what I mean? And some people just use it all the time, um, and it loses
yeah.
its. It's special. I don't know whatever it's supposed to do to people, but for a woman to use it, yeah, I think it's pretty bad. I will tell you this. I have used it once or twice in describing how I feel like a man was acting. And I think that's bad. Like if a woman who never uses it, like me, uses it to describe a man and excuse me, how they're acting,
Well, then that's pretty bad, right?
that's
And
pretty
like I
bad.
know, yeah,
Right.
I know. I mean, I've never used the word, but I know there's something that my mother always said. That's word, and it's just something. It's
No.
just respect.
Yeah,
You know
no.
what I mean?
Right.
There's a
Correct.
lot of words you can use to insult people, but
Sure.
that's not one you want to use. You know what I
No,
mean?
I agree.
That's crossing the line. That's
I
crossing the line. But
yeah.
I would love to see the bloopers of
Yeah.
the Golden Girls going, "Hey,
Yeah.
you CNT." Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That people call me. People call people a dick. Well, a dick is a different story because it can be a name,
Why?
right? A dick. Uh, that one. Now, if you were to use the female word, maybe the real word
I do
instead
that,
of,
vagina. But I've
yeah,
called
if
people
you
don't be
called
such
it,
a vagina. I've said
yeah,
that.
yeah, if you said maybe you're a vagina, which I don't
Right.
know whether that would hurt anybody's feelings or not, but I
No.
mean it wouldn't sound the same thing.
No.
It's
No.
almost like, yeah, it's so that's just a word that we just that's
Right.
it. That shouldn't even be used.
Yeah. Boy.
That's it. Okay. People who are obsessed with celebrities may have lower intelligence. Now,
Hmm.
when you're growing up, uh, when you're growing up as a kid, or at least me, you always had like a favorite, whether it was a sports hero or it was a musician's hero on your
Mhm.
posters on your wall.
Yeah.
Some you were crazy about, right? I'm Sinatra's
Mhm.
on my wall, Humphrey
Right.
Bogart, Rat Pack, De Niro, Pacino. Those guys were the guys. I mean, I wasn't
Yeah.
infatuated with them, but
Right.
there are. And then remember, it's funny because everybody had. My friends all had Farrah Fawcett's poster when they were
Yes.
kids on the wall, and I
Right.
had Adrienne Barbeau, Maud's daughter, on Maud. So people thought I was a little whacked out as it is. Anyway, they all liked the blonde, and here I was with the
Oh,
brunette from
right.
Maud. And some people didn't even watch Maud. I go, who the hell is
Right.
that lady? They're saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But then there's some people, and you get a lot of celebrities out there. There's a lot of stalkers. A lot of these people go through this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Have
Mhm.
you ever had something like that when you were growing up, like a Clooney or anybody at that time, like, wow, and you had him on your wall and you were crazy about him?
Mhm. So for me, I loved Prince to death. Prince was like my guy, and my dad would get so mad at me. He's like, he wears high heels. He's 5 feet tall. Look at his hair. I got in trouble for that shit. I had to like hide it
Now, wait a minute. Is it because he had high heels? What if he didn't
because
have high heels?
Because Prince wore high heel. I mean, Prince wore heels.
What
on
if he
Disney.
didn't? I'm saying your dad said he didn't like him because he was. So
Oh,
say he
yeah,
didn't have
'cause
high heel.
Yeah, well, because he still thought he dressed like a girl. Like he still thought he was too girly. That's what it was. He wasn't
Okay.
masculine enough for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the
Okay. All right.
crazy hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved Prince, and I loved actors too. Like I was Channing Tatum. And I wasn't that. I don't remember who like childhood ones were. I didn't start till I was probably my upper teens, like with that
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah.
Well,
Prince.
they're saying if you're over infatuated with celebrities, that shows that you have lower
Hmm.
intelligence, according to their platform heels. Or Danny Mazzi, Armando's in the house. Now, buy local, shop local, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. A couple other things. Dave Parker, one of the great baseball players of all time from the Pittsburgh Pirates, has passed away. Walter Scott of the group, the Soul Rhythm and Soul group called the Whispers, he passed away as well. And James Cameron, I just found out, passed away. He was a director of the Titanic, one of the movies. So yeah, he just passed away too.
Oh
Yeah, very interesting on there, folks. Okay, now, Carol, I found a very disturbing story, and if you look up the realm of Queen Haley Adanner. Adanner. It's a Facebook page. Supposedly, these people found a cave at Disneyland, and this cave leads to the kids' bathrooms. A cave.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but with the sex trafficking, is it possible that there's a cave that these guys are going in there grabbing these kids from Disney? Because they are saying that the kids are missing from that park. And there's a lot of backlash going on with Disney. And it says there's a cave that they found that leads to to the kids' bathrooms.
So have kids disappeared from the bathrooms? I mean, that's the number one question I would ask is parents, and when, if they've
kids have first of all, how do we Right.
Yeah,
first of all,
know that.
Even if Disney knew about this, Disney would never put out this publicly.
No way.
Because everybody would stop going, correct?
Right, but what about parents whose children have gone missing? So kids have had to have gone missing from a bathroom in Disney in order for this to have been, even come up, right?
Correct.
So I don't know. I mean, that's something that they need to look into. But I truly believe that whether Disney would put it out there or not, if a parent has a child missing, that's
correct. Johnny Vegas III says because Disney allows that kind of behavior. Now you hear the stories about this, but it's funny because you don't hear the stories from the mainstream media. You hear it from all the other medias. Right. Well, and sometimes if you know about a story, somewhere in the middle there's the truth. You might, when something comes out, there's always something there, and that's pretty scary. David said kids have disappeared in their underground tunnel. Okay.
We've not heard of that, obviously, right?
Mara from Texas, I would believe anything and everything on that sad world. Oh, in this sad world. Correct, Mara. I agree with you. I hope you're not sweating too hot in Texas over there, my friend. Dennis, Lake Geneva, how are you doing? Yes, the big, beautiful bill passed by the Senate. Now off to the House. Congratulations on that. Good one, Dennis. Bad words all come from bad words. No big deal. Yeah. Oh, okay. That was a different word. I wanted to marry Annette Funicello. Okay, there you go. So now we're going back to that question. But I mean, I don't know, man. Do you remember when they found the holes in the dressing rooms at the Hooters? All the Hooters, there was a hole so people can watch the girls dress. I mean, if it happens to girls, nothing surprises me. It could be.
I'm not surprised at all that does happen. 100%. Look at hotel rooms, right? You always check the bathrooms. You can't be too careful, with stuff that they have now they're so tiny and they could plant things. But I believe that it could happen, and maybe it has happened, which is very scary. And I do believe they can keep these stories from coming out too. It's very political. But I will tell you, I just got a text message from Nanette saying that James Cameron did not die. He's alive.
He did not die. All right,
James
thank you.
Cameron's
All
alive.
right,
Yeah. So
thank
Nanette
you,
said that, my
Nanette. So James
producer.
Cameron did not die.
Yeah,
Well, it's
right,
funny
James
because they
Cameron.
also said, I should have verified it, but I know like even they say people die. All right, but thank you, Nanette,
Right.
for that.
Mhm.
In order to offset extra costs for food, electricity, someone sent me this in. I have a need to make some extra money on the side. It is what it is. Here's my new venture. So I'm proud to announce that I'm selling adult toys. I hope no one will feel embarrassed to ask for them. I have all kinds of sizes, styles according to your needs. I can send pictures of dimensions, etc. Just ask. Direction, discretion is guaranteed. Ask for yours anytime. Here is a list of things I'm selling:
Oh God.
walkers, wheelchairs, oxygen tanks, walking sticks, adult diapers, teeth glue, heating pads, and more. Copy and paste if you have this sense of
Oh.
humor. I knew where you guys were all
Yeah,
thinking.
I was going to ask for the
I
phone
knew
number.
where you guys were
I
all
was going to
thinking.
ask for the. No,
There you
that's
go,
funny.
folks. You sick people this afternoon. This is a
Oh,
family
my.
show. Absolutely. You're watching Ocean Twisted Tuesday with Carol Brandolino. I'm Tony O, folks. Let's get to our good friends from real estate at its finest. Mary Grievous, everybody. That's right. Your real estate needs our good friend Mary whenever that pops up today. No, that's Ace Hardware. There it is. Just call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. Mary Grievous, your forever agent, Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. Give her a call at 630-688-1725 to take care of all your real estate needs. And also she books the Chicago Music Cruise 2026, the 17th of January to the 25th. 7 nights, Caribbean, Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, Ocean Cay. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to chicagomusiccruise.com or call Mary at 630-688-1725 and say, I want to go on the ocean with Ocean. All right. So, whew, boy, I'm telling you. All right, Carol, here's the question for you today, or for everybody that's listening. If all humans suddenly lost the ability to lie, what industry would collapse first?
Porn.
If all humans suddenly lost the ability to lie, what industry would collapse first? All right, here it comes. Software, film, government, religion. These are some people that people are saying.
Lawyers, the whole criminal industry, all of it, because they're a bunch of liars, for sure.
Media.
Oh,
media.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah,
on.
For sure.
Yeah, I get to that. Boyd, I'll get that to you, buddy. By the end of the hour, we'll talk about that, about the bill that was passed. And by 1 point, 51-50, and J.D. Vance was the one who gave it the go ahead.
Okay.
Major network news, yeah. All that major network news, right? Yeah. So there was a lot of things that would go to shit if you took the lie out of. And I think we talked about this too when it came to a lie. What kind of lie? What's a real lie? What isn't a lie? But when it comes to stuff like that, very interesting. Yeah, that's what I talked about. The man with cave. Okay, Florida man arrested at peeing, which urinating, on $10,000 worth of spam at Sam's Club. A 7-year-old Florida man is facing charges after illegally relieving himself of over $10,000 worth of food at the Sam's Club near Orlando. Authorities say Patrick Mitchell urinated on pallets of spam and Vienna sausages, 345 and 188 cans to be exact. The entire stock had to be tossed.
They're at least canned. I mean, I'm not trying to be gross, but I mean, it's not like he urinated on fruit. Look at the shit they put on fruit now.
You could take a power washer and just wash them all and
Right. It's canned. I mean, it's not normal behavior, obviously, but the shit that they're putting on our fruit and the stuff that they're pesticides, urine can't be any worse than the pesticides. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's disgusting. And he's
now
a
that
nut.
just goes to show how screwed up this show is, folks. Me and Carol both agreed to wash the cans instead of throwing it away. And you know what?
Throw
And
food away.
Wait a minute. But we're trying to do this as a straight face, folks. We didn't even, you know what? The scary part is, folks, ladies and gentlemen, that we didn't even think about it. Oh, yeah, well, just wash it off. You know, it's like when the food, hey, what's the 3 minute, what's the 3 second when you when food falls on the floor? Isn't there a 3 second rule or no?
Yeah. If it falls on the ground, you can pick it up. If it's been more than 3 or 4 seconds, you can pick it up and eat it. And nothing bad's going to happen to you. It's just dirt. What? It's dirt. We all ate dirt. We played in dirt and we stuck our fingers in our mouths all day long. Yeah. Okay.
And none of us got right.
Immunity.
And none of us got that. Yeah. How much urine did the dude have? Well, good one. Good point, Ron. How much piss did the guy have? Dennis, stock market booming today with announcement. Oh, yeah. Well, that stock market is doing fantastic. It's high, very high. Okay. And we're going to promise that and give you that information before the end of the day.
And also, don't forget, I want to talk about alligator Alcatraz too later.
Well, you know what? Give it to you. It's yours. Let's do it.
Oh, so alligator Alcatraz is, he went today. Trump went today, and they went to go see the new alligator Alcatraz in Florida. You know what that is, right? Where they're the detention facility for the migrants, and it's built in the Everglades, right? So DeSantis
and that's where all alligators are, right?
Right. So it's built in the middle of where all these alligators are. Here's the thing: I don't understand why are people so pissed off? Because I first try to think about other people's opinions, always, because I'm a devil's advocate myself. I always will talk on the other side, but I'm not understanding why people are pissed off about it. These are people that are, well, they're undocumented. I'm not saying every person that's undocumented is a criminal. I'm not, because there are people that came here. Yeah, was it illegal to come here? But they may have not done criminal things here, like heinous crimes, right? But the fact is, you're in a detention facility, which means you're there for a reason. You got detained, which means you're supposed to stay there. So nothing's going to happen to you outside of the facility unless you're trying to escape. So if you try to escape, you're going to get eaten, which I think is kind of ingenious by alligators. I mean, that would keep most people from, you're not going to escape. This isn't Shawshank Redemption. Okay, he crawled through shit and vomit and piss and, you know. But what's the big deal? I mean, I think it's kind of smart at the end of the day. Why are people pissed off? It's an idea.
I'm going to tell you why they're pissed off. Carol, they're going to be pissed off because it's Trump and it's been done on this regime. That's why.
Because the idea
if it was done with the other 4 years of the other regime, oh, what a great idea!
You're right.
It's because Trump's got something to do with it, and that's why. I mean, let's be honest. You're in that. Like I said, they're not just because they're, like you said, they're not all criminals. 99, there's whatever. Some, you know what I mean? I got it.
But who gives a shit?
There's some
but who gives a shit what happens, like for the criminals that are criminals, whether they're undocumented immigrants or not? Like I say the same thing about criminals here. I don't give a shit if they get eaten by alligators. Go ahead, feed it to them. Use them as fucking bait. I don't care. Like, honestly, I really don't care. I don't. If they're
I agree with you, man.
Murderers, have at it. Here you go, alligators. Feeding time. Like, who cares? You know, I don't understand.
And especially to what? Okay, listen. Sometimes some criminals. Now, there's certain criminals and certain things. All right, bank robber is what it is. But when you get to the violent criminals and you get to the child molesting and you beat women and murder and stuff like that. You know, white collar crimes is a different story here, folks. You know what? I'm not talking about that. And I know this sounds crazy, and this is just a little show, ain't going to mean a lot of shit anyway, because we would have been kicked off the air a long time ago if anybody was really pissed off at stuff. But I agree. You know, it's just, who cares? I just think it's because it's the Trump organization or the regime. And if you want to, there you go. Send P. Diddy. Send P. Diddy over there. Send Epstein. Send everybody over there.
Let P. Diddy have a slip and slide party with the alligators, you piece of garbage. Do that with your baby oil, buddy. Yeah.
They'll be. Yeah. Harvey Weinstein,
Right,
send him over there
right.
too. Yeah. Thank you, Frankie. Said, how you doing,
Great.
Frankie? I hope you're doing well. They should make shoes out of the alligators. Oh, they could make shoes. They do. They used to. I don't know if they still do. Those alligator shoes. This is something that's interesting. I think we might have talked this before. The medical achievement surgeons at Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center in Houston performed the very first fully robotic heart transplant on an adult patient in the United States, led by Dr. Kenneth Lowell. The procedure avoided opening the chest and cutting the breastbone, reducing surgical trauma and recovering time. The patient is a 45-year-old man with end-stage heart failure, was successfully discharged a month after surgery with no complications. We know this is the future, Carol. We know robots are going to start doing stuff. We know that the regular doctors aren't going to be there no more.
Well, with this particular surgery, thinking about was the time, it had to be, I'm guessing, I don't know, is it less time when people say they might not recover or make it through the surgery with certain types of surgeries? I wonder, is it because of how long you're under the anesthetic? Because when I was under the anesthetic, I was young in my early 20s, but when they went to remove my spleen, here's the thing. The surgery lasted, well, they found 3 spleens. That's what made me stay under for 6 hours. But it was supposed to be a much quicker because it was laparoscopic, which is with the machine, right? So, yeah, I wonder if it's that you're not under anesthetic for as long, then, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people that can't undergo these major surgeries. They need to stay alive or to get better because of maybe the amount of time they're under anesthetic. So maybe that's going to contribute to people being able to get these surgeries that normally wouldn't be able to, or they don't have to open you up as much. I don't even know if that's a factor. That's something I can't really speak to as why people wouldn't make it through a surgery. Their heart couldn't take it or something. That's amazing. I think, if they can do it.
I think it's great. Gina says my surgeons do robotic procedures already. Okay, so it's already there, and they're going to get more advanced. I'm sure they're going to need a couple of people, the regular doctors, to maintain it and watch it to make sure that the work is done right. It probably gets rid of, I don't know if it helps the lawsuits, because there's a lot of doctors getting sued these days with a robot. If they fuck up,
somebody's going to get,
I don't know how
somebody's going to take the fall, I think, though, because somebody has to control the technology that does the surgery, right? It's all technology. So there's human error somewhere, I would think. But who knows? Yeah, you're right.
Right. I agree with you 100%. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. A 22-year-old British man was arrested after allegedly planning a fake wedding to a 9-year-old girl at Disneyland's Paris. Authorities were alerted that something was wrong when the park employees noticed that the bride had preschooling.
What?
She looked like a preschool girl, wedding, and she's 9 years old. He's 22.
In Disney?
Why does this shit always happen at Disney?
Well, because it's loaded with kids, because that's who's there, kids. Right. Plays like a playground for sickos too. That's the problem. It's not just for the kids.
It's a playground for sickos. Right. Thank you. That should be the t-shirts. That should be welcome. You walk into a state, welcome. Yes. Wait. Welcome to New Jersey. They say that, there's a saying underneath New Jersey or, whatever it is. That's what they say with Disney. Welcome to, that's what it should say. A big plaque when you're driving in or flying in or whatever the hell it is. A Chinese woman got her 20 boyfriends to buy her 20 iPhones, then sold them to make a down payment on a house.
Hey, listen. I'm not hating on anybody that they willingly bought something for her. They're the dummy. I'm sorry. Like, no one forced you to do anything. No one hurt you.
Well, wait a minute. We're not boyfriends. No, excuse me. It's a boyfriend.
Okay. Well, I'm sure
boyfriend don't buy girlfriends.
I'm sure she was giving it up a little bit too. I'm sure they got what they wanted out of the relationship.
Well, there's 20 boyfriends. Wait a minute. 20 boyfriends, Carol. 20. So a Chinese woman got her 20 boyfriends to buy her 20 iPhones. And get this, folks, buy her a brand new iPhone. Instead of keeping them, she sold the phones to recycling companies, used the money, around $17,700 to make a down payment on a house.
Were they online boyfriends?
Smart.
Yes. Listen, mama's going to need a house too.
Good
So
point.
if I'm not hurting anybody in the process, listen, better watch out for this bitch because it's on. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
There you go, folks. There you go. See, 20 iPhones from 20 different guys. I mean, wow. It's a sick world we live in. People are going to judge you
Yes.
anyway, so you might as well do what
Correct.
you want. Do you believe
do.
that saying?
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah, they're going to judge you even if you're a
I do
good
too.
person,
I think it's
or they're going to
important.
start lies and spread lies around you even if you're a good person. Listen, I'm a good person. I'm modest when it comes to 90% of things in my life, but the one thing I will say is I am a good person. I really am. I try to be. And also it's just kind of who I am. I want to see people do well, and people that kind of are my people. I call them my people that I just feel good around, or they inspire me. You know, I'm not a hater. So people are going to judge you anyway. They're going to make up stories. People make
No.
up stories all the time. They think they know me, you know, and it's just whatever. If I care about you, I'll say something
Yeah,
to you. If I
yeah,
don't,
I know what
I'm
you're saying. And like I said, right, no
not.
matter
Mhm.
what,
Right,
exactly,
right.
it's going to happen. Okay, let's go. Mexico president says fentanyl trafficking from Mexico to the United States has fallen around 40% since President Donald Trump took over. So 40% reduction in the trafficking of fentanyl coming in from Mexico to the United
That
States.
is
That's
huge.
huge.
Right, right.
That's great. I think
Yeah.
it's important. Here's something that I don't see too much, and this was from the Western Journal. If anybody wants to look this up, the Western Journal. The alleged assassin reportedly warned the FBI with shocking claims about Waltz. Bombshell reporter, alleged Minnesota assassin, wrote to the FBI to take out the leading politician. Now, this is in the Western Journal on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay, we haven't heard it. First time I'm hearing it. First time
Yeah,
it,
I am.
it only got 4,000 likes, 4,461 likes. 314 people comment
They're
on the
probably not
page.
letting it get out there. They're probably not letting it like get out there, the
Right.
story get out there to every platform or to as many people.
I mean, Waltz was the guy that did run for vice president under
Right.
Kamala Harris.
Yep.
Tampon Tim. That's what they're talking about.
Right.
Tampon Tim that's what they're talking about.
Oh God.
You
Is this
know
real?
what, folks?
Is
Nothing.
this real? I don't
Well, I'm
know.
not saying it must be true, Boyd. Like I said, it must be gospel. I'm not saying it's true. But
Yeah.
if you really believe that Harvey Oswald was the only one who killed President Kennedy, then everybody in this world got really something to learn, because there was more than just one guy shooting the president of the United States. So nothing surprises
Nothing of
me
that
anymore.
nothing of that magnitude is going to be a one-person job. I think people kind
Correct.
of know that. Okay, so it's
Correct.
more than one person that knew what was going on and why. We know this.
Yes.
You know, it was way too high profile.
If this is true, right? If this is true, and like
Right,
I'm saying,
right.
but sometimes when you hear a little rumor about something, somewhere in there's a little fact to it. It might not be the whole thing, and we know
Right.
that just in life lessons alone. So
Sure.
there you go. Parents, and I don't know, Carol, you're a parent. I'm a parent, but I'm a stepdad, so the kids weren't small. So this would be something that you would understand. Parents always defend the child who does the least for them. The ones who does the most gets taken for granted. It's a painful truth many don't talk about. Parents often defend the child who does the least, take the most responsible one for granted. The one who sacrifices, stays quiet, does everything right, often becomes invisible, not because they're less loved, but because they're expected to handle it more than the other one might not be able to handle the stress of life.
I mean, I think there's a tiny bit of truth to that because we're all human, just a little bit of truth. But if you're a good parent or try to be a fair parent, look, my kids they both yell at me all the time that I let Gianni get away with everything. Gianni says you let her get away with everything because he's like, but you don't know what she's like when you're not around. She,
No.
listen, it's siblings. They're going to do things, but you just got to try and balance it out and keep it fair. But I do know sometimes the quieter ones, or they seemingly have it together. You lose sight of it a little bit because they think that they got it all together, but you can't do
and
that.
It seems like they're taking care of the problems on their own. So it makes sense.
But they're usually not,
Correct.
pay attention.
And then Boyd, of course, says, and then you hear a show. So there you go. All right. Well, it's got to come from somewhere. Now, listen, if I can start the rumor, let it roll. Let it roll. And here, another thing. How horrible is this, guys? A husband and wife both diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in the same week. Do you imagine that? Well, I guess there's a good part to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
What is the good part? I don't know. Tell me.
Well, I'm just saying that at least they're together going through the same thing. I know it sounds crazy.
No,
at the same time.
That's what finding the silver lining. That's definitely. I'm all about finding the silver lining in every situation. Something that could be a positive. But one of my best friends, she's literally gone through this. Her mom and dad were diagnosed within months of each other. But they weren't both stage 4, but it was the same cancer. It was bladder cancer.
Sure.
And wow, like her mom unfortunately passed. She went through it for about a year and a half. Now her dad is now close to the stage 4 because he chose not to he was only like stage 2, but he didn't want to get any chemo. He was done. He said, whatever happens, I'm not going through, because he lost his wife and he doesn't. That's it. He chose not to. He said, I don't want any chemo, any this, any that. And he's just now, I think in the 4th stage now. So she's lived this with her parents, which was just unbelievable. Now it's just sad. It's really sad, but going through it together, and he was able to help her, his wife, while she was sick, and, all the way to the end. And, his daughters are there now with him, helping him. But yeah, that's very sad. And I think that does happen more than we think it does,
I mean, it's very sad. And like I said, I mean, it's bad. It's bad that they both have this 4th-stage cancer. And, usually when you get to 4th stage, it's very hard to reverse. Prayers to that family there. But both getting them all on the same notice is got to be mind-boggling, especially if you have kids. Because even the kids and grandkids know that, hey, man, not only am I going to lose grandma, I'm going to lose grandfather too, all at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
It can't be easy. It can't be easy, folks. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. Twisted Tuesday. That's right. Let's talk about my good buddy, Mr. Jack Vena. Of course, Tommy Vena. I had a nice discussion with my friend Tommy yesterday. It was great seeing him, by the way. Great seeing you all on Saturday. Thank you for coming out at Johnny's Kitchen and Tap. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design service, installation, servicing Northern Illinois for 50 years. The whole Northern Illinois territory for 50 years. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266. Tommy's coming tonight on his motorcycle with 5 other guys. So there should be a lot of fun in wonderful Kenosha, Wisconsin for Stogies, Steins, and Sinatra. Interesting. All right, it's Twisted. Yeah, I mean, I was never into motorcycles. The thing about hey, there's Joey Spins. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Because I don't know how to ride one. That's my thing.
You could get on the back of somebody's motorcycle if you want to, but you'll look like a little bit of a tool.
And it looks like a little weird. Teachers who teach small kids teach small kids that they're born in the wrong body should be arrested for child abuse. Just my opinion.
No, I agree. I don't think it's a teacher's place. It's not a teacher's place. It's really no one's. Yeah, it's a teacher.
Absolutely. Not a teacher's place.
Yeah, I agree.
This is very sad. My pet mouse, my pet mouse Elvis died today. He was caught in a trap.
What? Wait, repeat. Repeat. I don't think I heard that right.
My pet mouse Elvis died today. He was caught in a trap.
Okay. Took me
a minute. There you go.
Okay, got it.
You guys, I'm telling you, you guys are moving quick today, a little too quick. It's time for the JRC Ace Hardware weather, brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. The weather for July 1st, 82 degrees out there. Feels like 85. It is sunny. It's 50% humidity, 8-mile-an-hour winds, and no rain looking like today in Illinois or Kenosha. Brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores on Tuesday, July 1st, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Twisted Tuesday, Lino's in the house. It is
so let me ask you a question.
Time,
do you know?
And of course, we're trying to see. Oh, hello. Ace, move. Let's go. Come on. The screen is stuck.
Oh, there it is.
Wouldn't you know? Ah, here it is. No, now that's gone. Here you go. All right, Carol. So you got it's one of those days, right? One of those days. We got a lot tomorrow. My good buddy Rich Mancini will be on. Rich is probably one of the best chefs in the city of Chicago and the suburbs of Chicago. He had a place called Cafe Clemenza years ago where I got my start. And now he's a private chef for celebrities and politicians and a lot of rich people. But he makes his own recipes and stuff. And now he's putting out something called Real Time Dog Food. And it's dog food for dogs, homemade dog food sent to your home, made professionally. I love that. It's a great idea. Fresh, all natural ingredients. Richie be with us tomorrow. Carol will be back with us on Thursday also. And Friday, there will be no show for 4th of July. We're going to take the weekend off on Friday. You have anything interesting today, Carol?
Yeah. So did you know, I'm always looking for a little, well, not always, but definitely looking for a little side hustle going on, just to make some extra money on the side eventually. So Gina had they had their granddaughter's birthday party.
Okay.
The mom had the party. And Gina said, do you know how much money Minnie Mouse made to show up at the party for 1 hour in a Minnie Mouse costume? $250 for 1 hour. Okay. Now, I will dress up in any costume, I'll be any animal or character for $250 an hour. So if you guys need one at your party, let me know.
Let me make this easier for you. One of my very close friends, Melissa, owns My Party Princess, and they have characters. They rent out. So they come to your home. They come to your parties. They do it. If you're interested,
I am interested.
I can send you
I'll
a number.
Go be a princess. I'll probably have to be a dark-haired, dark brown.
Whatever. They put whatever it is, and they got all the sorts of people like Frozen, and they they have the costumes. If you remember, you might not remember because I don't know if you were watching the show back then, but there was one time we did a live remote from her shop, and we did Frozen. We did Snow White, but Laura dressed up as the prince and I dressed up as the queen.
Oh my!
So you want to laugh for a good hour, and we hosted the show dressed that way for the whole hour. Oh my God! So, I love to see that. And this was maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, it's a little crazy, but tell me again where and when again in Kenosha. Dennis, it's on my Facebook page, brother. If you look up at Mo, it can give you the details where it's at. I forgot the name of the park, but if you want me to look real fast, we got a couple minutes here. Let me see. The location is, boy, oh boy, no one looks at the page anymore. I'm trying to figure out here. There is an address, and I'm just trying to get it here for you guys. It's at a park. I forgot the name of the park, but hold on. We will find it. If you're interested in coming out to Kenosha tonight, and the problem is the last thing I posted did not have the address on it. It was from them. Good one. See, this is horrible. I'm very unprepared here, folks, because there's nothing on my page that gives you the actual address. You got to look up, just Google Stogies and Steins concert in the park in Kenosha, Dennis. And there you go. Dennis, no redhead, Carol, no redheads.
I mean, I could do, so you can't I'll put a wig on. I'll put a wig on. Listen, I don't give a shit. For $250 an hour.
I'm wondering how many people wear wigs. Now, we guys know when to wear pieces and stuff, but I mean, how many women sometimes change their hair and they will, every couple months they whatever it is. It's been going on for years and years and years and centuries. It's no big deal, right? No big
No,
deal.
it's not anymore. And you know what? With hair extensions, which I use. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
when I was in with the lawyer, with the whole divorce thing going on, I have to say that this was pointed
Yeah.
out in my I had to have like 5 months of everything I spent, bank statements, and anything I Zelled. So everything I highlighted neatly, what I Zelled, what it was for, all that shit. Do you know this bitch
Yeah.
comes out and says to me something about how much I spend on my hair every 7 weeks? And I was like, excuse me? Like my extensions, I said, first of all, I don't want to explain to you, but I will say I do have an autoimmune shit going on, a disease. I said, I'm literally starting to lose my hair. It's not bald by any means, but it's not me. It's not my hair.
Yeah.
And why do you care? Why do you care? My kids are taken care of. They're very well taken care of. I can't spend money on my hair. You're going to question me on how much and how often I do my hair. I'm supposed to walk around. I have a job where I talk to a lot of people and train people, and I'm in groups of talking about hundreds of people. Don't worry about what I pay for my hair. But nonetheless, I digress. It really pissed me off. But when I was running down the road from the courthouse that day, I didn't have enough time to stop and take the picture. There was a hair piece.
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about this. There was an extension laying on the ground, a brown long hair extension on the ground near construction. And I stopped for a quick second. I was trying to take a picture and I was like, damn it. So I was running to get here and I was like, somebody fucked around and found out. like I wanted to take a picture. Somebody got their hair pulled out of their head.
Hair pulled. and they didn't get the real hair. There you go.
But,
so
I mean, hair extensions everywhere.
Folks. Yeah, everything is on it. Yeah, there you go. Oh my God. All right. Wait, there's more stories here. We'll have to save these, but this is the big one right now, Carol. We live in Illinois, so this affects us all. July 1st, today, 2025, top 11 increases to know. Gas tax plus 3.5 cents per gallon on tax. And Democrats got nothing to do with Donald Trump. This has got to do with our governor, Fred Flintstone, J.B. Pritzker. He's the one that's putting this in effect for the state of Illinois. Gas tax plus 3.5 cents per gallon. Cigarette tax, additional $1 a pack. Parking garage tax, 6% more for parking garage tax. Ride and share. If you ride and share on Uber, it's another $1 fee per ride. Streaming services, 1% tax increase. Online purchases, everything you guys buy online, it's tax increase. Sporting bets, 40% tax if you bet on sports. Vaping products went up to 15% exercise tax. Video gaming tax, vehicle stickers tax, vehicle trade-in tax. This is all taking effect today because of our governor of Illinois, not our president of the United States, but our Democratic governor out of Illinois. Fact. And let me see the Democrats go, oh, wow, it's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Where are you now, folks?
Right.
Come on out.
Yeah, because
and tell me if this doesn't affect any of you.
It does, but because he bludgeoned everybody over the last how many years, and he was, siphoning money out of everybody's orifice. And now to make up for all that money that's gone, now tax the hell out of everybody again, because they were spending millions and millions on, I hate to say it, but everything that happened with the undocumented and all the people that were let in through the borders. I mean, now so much of that money went there. Now they're going to tax us again to pay for that fuck up. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's insane.
It's ridiculous, and I agree with you 100%. And I don't care what anybody says. This is fact, guys. This isn't something that you people make up on social media or some story that somebody sends in. This is fact, and it affects all of us. And some people might say, "Well, I don't take Uber, or I don't drive, or I don't vape, or I don't smoke cigars, or I don't smoke. It's going to affect everybody, whether you do it or
Correct.
not. It's the state of Illinois.
That's correct. Yeah.
State of Illinois, right? Stop thinking you're going to be called for war, ladies and gentlemen. Half of you don't even show up for work.
Fact. That's
Half of you don't even want to show up to work. Forget about going to war.
good point.
Yeah, I mean it's a little crazy out there. I know I'm getting a little nutty right now, but some stuff just really rubs me the wrong way when it's something to do that we have no
Right.
control over. And that's the
Yep.
hard part. This is, Carol, a new study proves that it's 2 times more stressful to raise a daughter than a son.
I think in certain ages they are. Yeah, I think definitely has to do with the age. Like for my son right now is probably the hardest at this age because they're wanting to break free.
Okay.
He's 17. He wants complete independence and all of that. So there's a lot going on there. I think the daughters too. I think I'm getting a hit from both ends right now. She's 13, so it's difficult. Like I said, what's going on in the dynamic in my home? You know, you got me going through probably menopause or beginning, end, middle of it, whatever the hell's going on, and then you got 2 kids, a boy's at 17 who wants to get the hell out and be on his own, and and then the daughter who's 13 who's trying to, assert herself too. It's hard, but at different ages, I think boys and girls have very different levels of difficulty in raising. That's my opinion.
I agree. And like I said, I never raised the kids when they were small, but I think sometimes you worry a little bit more when a girl goes out by herself than you do when a boy goes out by himself. I know it says don't sound feminist, but I think they're and look, there's a lot of tough chicks out there right now that can probably beat up half the guys.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not a fair world because, people are not just going to come up there and say, let's fight. They're going to either try to shoot you, kill, rob you, kidnap you, rape you, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's more to it than that. So you just got to be careful. Yeah. We were talking about a couple of these Fat Joe, the rapper, buying sex with kids. We heard about that yesterday. And then Taylor Perry. Now, this is something I never thought I'd hear, but a female stunt double has filed new evidence in lawsuit against Kevin Costner, the director, the troubled Western series, American Saga. In addition to previously filed lawsuits, she presented text messages to films intimacy. She was under following violent, unscripted. All right, so maybe he's sending stuff to her on a text.
That's dumb. You're stupid. You deserve to get caught. If you're sending text messages like that to somebody,
pick up the phone. It's much easier. Yes. I agree with you. Before you become an overnight success, you have to be an everyday hustler.
Amen. There is no overnight success unless it's a TikTok. Unless there's the TikTok stuff, that's the problem.
Unless you're TikTok and you do something funny and you got a billion views and you're making so much money. Right. Bill Gates says, I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it.
Wow. That's pretty profound, actually.
Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a pretty good thought if you think about it.
I like that.
Yes. And just when you think piss was on spam, how about this one, folks? Chick-fil-A is busted for using breast implant material for their food. What the hell is in your food? Well, actually, it was WT. What the fuck was in your food? Why is this also breast implants? Yep, Chick-fil-A, plenty of their fast food chains use dimethyl DIMETHYLPOLYSILOXANE. A silicone-based a silicone-based compound also found in medical implants, but it's still approved by the FDA. But it still makes you kind of gag.
It makes you want to gag because why? Is it just a filler? Like, no pun intended. But I mean, like, really, why?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Ah,
Yeah, that is messed up. You know what? I was asking my
I
office
don't know,
friends,
man.
my office peeps today about who Catholics pray to the most because I had made a little joke to a friend
Yeah.
of mine today, but I meant it. So I said,
Okay.
"You guys pray to like Saint Joseph, Saint Anthony, Saint. I know Saint Jude, obviously now much better, but Saint
Mary.
Mary, okay, Mary, right? So and I was thinking, I've been doing so much praying lately. This is the joke that I made to my friend. I think we've both been doing so much praying lately that we're gonna get an invoice pretty soon. We're gonna get charged for this shit. Like it's not gonna be free anymore. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm scared actually.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey,
Pray,
um,
pray, pray.
I pray to
Yep.
God every day. I get in that car and I got a little
Yep.
cross there and I rub it and I say, thank you, Lord. When
Yep.
I leave one of my gigs successful, when something happens good, thank you, Lord. I do it every day
Yes.
and everybody should too.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean
Me
it's not
too.
here like I'm preaching and preaching and preaching, but I ask God for help every day. I
Yep.
ask God, tell me the way, tell me the way.
Mhm.
And I think
Yep.
it's important. So it is what it is. Robert Provenzano, I hope you're doing well, brother. All right. It has come to the end of the hour. Tomorrow, Richie Mancini will be with us, folks, learning if you guys are interested in purchasing natural, homemade dog food for your dogs delivered right to your home. Something that's pretty cool. You know, I know a lot of people doing that food that way. People make the
Mhm.
food and it's done right and it's sent to your home. And yeah, any ways of shopping. Anyway, that's good. Carol will be
Yep.
back on Thursday, folks, and then of course Friday we'll take the weekend off because of the holiday. Tonight we'll be at Stogies, Steins, and Cigars. I'm sorry, Stogies, Steins, and Sinatra. I'm lost. That's tonight, folks. Friday, Chicago Prime. Oh, Thursday, Zazas in Lake Barrington. Friday, Chicago Prime, and Saturday
Mhm.
and Sunday are both private events, except Saturday, 4th of July. Friday during the day, we will be at the Elmwood Park Parade. We will post a float number and what time it starts. So everybody come down. And it'll be nice. They pick me because, of course, I'm from Elmwood Park. My mother still
That's
lives in
awesome.
Elmwood Park, and that's why I'm doing it. So it'll be a lot of fun,
Yeah.
me and
Mhm.
Jerry Jam. Some birthdays: Frank Gorshin, the Riddler from the old Batman show. My God, Billy Davis Jr. from the Fifth Dimension. Alianda Grande, 32.
Ariana.
She showed up at one of our gigs at the Maxwell Mansion maybe 4 years ago. I didn't know who she was. I thought she was there to take my glass. I go, here you go. I thought she was there to clean the. I didn't know. And someone told me who she was. How do I
Oh
know?
my.
She walked on. I go, here's my. Can you take my glass? How do I know? I'm a kid. I'm, I'm an old man. What do I know? I'm going to be 63. Sharon Sharp, ESPN. I'm done. Robert Davi, 71. Chris O'Donnell, 54. Chris Isaac, 68. Michael Vick from the NFL, 44. Khloe Kardashian turned 40 years old. Helen Keller, Mel Brooks, Elon Musk is only 54 years old.
Okay.
It's
Does he look
amazing. You
older
read
than
these
you?
people. You think that some of these guys might be older because they've been around.
Yeah.
No, this is 54 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gina, your dog Bandit, is that Bandit turns 5 years old today. Agner Winter is 78 years old. Christy, Frankie Seta, your girlfriend, Christy, celebrating a happy birthday. Danny Nozek's mom turns 84 years old. Dan, to your mom. You know how much I love moms, everybody. Moms are important. And that's about it. But remember, God, I'm lost. Let's get to our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Here it is, folks. That's right. Take advantage of the auto key program at all their stores. They program car cut keys up to 50% less than the dealership. Visit the help hub to speak to a certified team member. And don't forget to tell them to grill your Ace off and get all the great deals on all Ace Hardware grills and products at Ace Hardware. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before their neighborhoods. Guys, we got to go. You guys all have an incredible afternoon. Buy local, shop local, support local establishment, support live entertainment. Be kind to everybody, folks. And if you're offended on this show or any other show, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. You know, Carol, I want you to have a great day. Give my best to the family. And guys, be back tomorrow same time, same place. And then Carol will be joining us back again on Toys Day for Toxic Thursday. Guys, have a great day. God bless. Peace and love, Ringo says.
Yep.
We need it from the heart. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Bye-bye, everybody. God bless.